it did bring up a recent study about roughly how many of the women in the WNBA are gay.
100%. It's got to be.
Okay, so I thought it was that, and I'm shocked by the number.
110%?
It's 38%.
No way.
That's what I said. I'm like, there's no way that it's only 38%, but that's what this study
was done. Probably because women have a hard time with math. Is that it, Allie, you think?
Klein Alley Show. KROQ.
Thank you, Green Day. It's KROQ, Klein Alley Show. In just a moment, we'll get over to your news with, as she's now being referred to on the text line, Dr. Poogers.
Oh, my God.
She's Dr. Poogers now. Hey, Alfonso, you're on KROQ. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm cracking up at Allie's story because my wife and I have a kind of a funny saying for situations like that. We call it LBS, little bitch syndrome.
Allie, tell your wife that you have diagnosed her
Let's call her
as LBS, having little bitch syndrome.
She would be so mad if I told her that.
The amount of people have texted in similar stories of someone, either themselves or their partner, forcing them to go to the ER only to find out it was headache or dehydration or just too tired. Someone's diagnosis was you're too tired.
Yeah, or low blood sugar or something. And the thing is, those people know that they're little bitches, so they try and amp up the acting in front of the people they love the most because they know we think they're little bitches. Yeah, so LBS. It was a lot of, oh,
the
God.
Agony.
I just can barely walk.
She got that LBS. Let's get to your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. Is that barbecue sauce? No, it is not.
All right, it's one of the most annoying things that a person can do, and Knott's Berry Farm says they are finally cracking down on it. Take a listen.
Knott's Berry Farm, they're cracking down on line jumping. Theme park posted new signs warning against line jumping and saving other people a spot in line. There's also a posted phone number that guests can use to contact Knott security to report rule breakers. The theme park's policy bans people from holding spots for others. Knott says repeat offenders will be asked to leave the park.
Oh, well, hold on. Now they've gone too far. I'm okay with spot saving if it's equal to...
No.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
Okay, there. If there's a 1-to-1 ratio and you're letting if one person has to go to the bathroom or get a churro or something, but you can't control the spot saving. A lot of people who are saving the spots are saving it for an entire group of people that are going to go ride another ride.
Right.
And then they're trying to tag team and go, okay, I'm going to text you when it's 10 minutes till the ride's up, and then the whole group goes in front of you.
Right. When it's 1 to 30, that's no good.
Right.
And I've been in that situation where there's one guy in front of me, I'm on the next teacups, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden the guy whistles, and next thing you know, 100 family members come out of nowhere. And next thing you know, I'm back where I started.
I am not a line jumper, but I did do it sort of recently. And I think it was a crime of opportunity because there was a really, really long line and it was like curving around and turning into other lines.
Yes.
You know, where like one line filters into like 7.
And you got yourself in the crowd and then snuck in.
Yep. It was like right at the turn that everyone was making and I was just like, you're the dupe. But I don't normally ever do that, and I think that people who really do line jump or spot jump, they are serial spot jumpers, and I think they should be. I think there should be consequences, but I also don't think that people are going to call this number. Like, I think being the line narc is also not a good look.
Write down the number. I'd like to call it and see what the message is when you call. Because I do agree that I don't think anyone's going to call a number and report. What are they even going to do about that? That's insanity.
I know, and there'd be the person on the phone in line going, excuse me, this 14-year-old just cut in front of me, and he is being very disrespectful.
So they're going to get to the messages at the end of the week, and then they're going to do what? I mean,
exactly. Like, how fast are they going to respond to this?
There's no way there's going to be instant response to the line jumping complaint line. However, that being said, I do agree that every human should have a barcode on their forehead, and we should be able to scan people that are, serial offenders, and then they're not allowed in lines. Because I do think once you get good at line jumping, you're right, it does become, you just start trickling down.
Yeah,
you do more and more.
It has to be like Terminator, where your profile comes up in front of somebody.
Let me see what happens when you call the line jumping hotline at Six Flags. And not Six Flags, at Knott's Berry. And will they bring this into other places as well? If this is a successful thing.
Wouldn't it be nationwide in all theme parks?
Text-only number. Please hang up.
It's a text-only number.
Goodbye.
Oh, you've got a text. That's actually better because then you can just shadily be like,
yeah. But it says Knott has a long banned the practice, but now the park is posting new signs warning against line jumping, as well as offering this phone number that park guests can text, if they see somebody skipping ahead in a queue. So, what are they supposed to do?
Now you text. And now, even if they didn't cut in front of you, but you just want to clear out a path in front of you, you just text and be like,
all the line jumpers are like, this is a great tactic to get everyone out of line. Right. All right, in Southern California, we are very angry drivers. It's something that we're known for, unfortunately, and the CHP is looking for any witnesses or information on a road rage thing that happened a couple days ago on the 23, and it almost resulted in death. The CHP found a motorist that was just laying super badly injured on the median in the middle of the freeway, because this person had just gotten into a big physical fight with another driver, but they don't know what, the other driver got in their car and left the scene. But now this person was left for dead, and thank God the CHP found them and was able to get them some help. But they want to know if anybody witnessed this so that they can find the other driver and hold them accountable for what they did. But to pull over and get in a physical fight, how is that somebody that's just looking for a fight, or how badly does somebody have to wrong you on the freeway for you to be like, let's pull over what we're doing right now? What I'm doing, where I'm going is not important.
People are at their angriest.
I need to beat the crap out of you.
But I do think people like to talk a lot of trash, because more often than not, I don't think they ever plan on getting out of the car. So it's a lot of, I'll kick your ass, I'll kick your ass.
Right.
I'll kick your ass. And then eventually you get to that bumper to bumper, and then you're sitting there kind of right next to each other, and it's like, I guess we have to kick each other's asses now. Because
I said
neither one of us could drive off. So, I've seen it happen a few times. I've seen quite a few, I'd say in the last year, 3 or 4 different times where people would get out of cars.
Really?
And they would just start fighting.
So, I've never seen that happen.
Oh, my God. All over the place. Like Hollywood. I see a lot of it in
Do
Hollywood.
people have weapons, or is it usually just...
Fist. But then you never know. Look, you never know. But then a lot of times they'll start by... I always find it interesting when some guy punches another person's car. Because I always feel like you're going to do more damage to yourself than you are to the car.
See, I think I preliminarily just do a couple shoves and see where I'm at. Yeah, just pushing. Start with pushing. All right, according to Jake Gyllenhaal, being blind is pretty awesome. And I wonder what our friend Blind Charlie would say about this story. I had no idea that Jake Gyllenhaal was legally blind, but he is. And he's been talking about it. I assume this is to promote his new movie, Roadhouse. But he was born with a lazy eye that corrected itself over time. No idea about that. But his vision is also, it's 20/1250, which is apparently really insanely low.
That's terrible.
Yeah, to be legally blind, it has to be 20/200. So he's 20/1250. But he said that it's helped him with his acting, and in certain scenes, he'll take his corrective lenses off if he just really wants to heighten all of his other senses and really listen to the person that he's doing a scene with, or he'll take them off in the morning to just have some time to himself where he can't see anything.
This is what I've learned, that successful, good-looking people, this is what they like to do. They like to find something about them that humanizes them.
I needed corrective lenses, right. And I was teased.
And you go this dude's all ripped and good-looking and rich. He's like, I got to come up with something. Let me go with I recovered from a lazy eye.
Klein, Alley, Show! Mornings on KROQ! 106.7 KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. In about an hour, we get you into No Values happening this Saturday, Pomona Fairplex Fairgrounds. You're in. You're as good as in. And here's the good news. Omar will be there. I think I'm going to go for a little bit.
Don't act like you're not going to go, dude.
Well,
I found out why you're going, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Why am I going? Because I don't even know why I'm going.
I know you're a huge Fishbone fan. You're a boner, aren't you?
I'm a boner.
I was listening to some tracks to get hyped up, as Vanessa would say, for the show, and I ran across a track with Fishbone with you featured on it.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Let me hear it.
No, this is all a setup to another mocking.
No. This is Fishbone's famous track. I think it's called Bonin'. Here's a little bit of it.
Fish boned up with Klein. It's a hybrid group. Yeah, a lot of people are excited about this weekend.
All right, a couple things. Number one, Klein, you better get your goddamn act together and figure out how that graph works for No Values, man. It's not that hard. And if I have to go to the exact middle point between all the stages just to find you, so I can get you to sign the inside of my denim vest like I said I was going to on another Goat Line message a few weeks ago, then that's what it takes.
I'm going to be in the middle of all the stages, so I'm excited. We'll get you in about an hour. Right now, let's find out what's going on in the world with your news, then we kick off a brand new hour of the show.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. My therapist says I'm good enough.
All right, sometimes you just need a little break, and Instagram wants you to take those much-needed breaks by watching ads. Doesn't that sound so relaxing? Just relax with some ads. The Instagram feed has gotten more and more clogged with people you don't follow and suggested posts and sponsored posts. It's infuriating. And now a new Instagram update. Well, this is testing right now, and if it tests well, then they're going to incorporate it into everybody's feeds. It's the forced ad break, where you're scrolling, maybe doom scrolling, and then the feed stops. You get a pop-up, and the pop-up says, you're seeing an ad break. Take a break and watch this ad before you can keep scrolling. And people are saying, you know what, this is the last straw. If you actually incorporate this, I'm going to delete the app. Because if you think about it, they have put ads in our feed already. They're already there, integrated into everything we do.
But you can scroll past them quickly.
You can scroll right past them, but we've been trained by them to scroll quickly.
Scroll quick.
Now we have the attention span of a goldfish, and they're like, whoa, we've created a monster here. Everyone's scrolling, and they're not really looking at the ads as much as we'd like them to, so let's force them to.
Yeah. You're not going to delete it, though. I mean, you can threaten to delete it, but you're not going to delete it.
I'm not going to delete it, but I don't think I would go on Instagram nearly as much.
But here's what they'll do.
They're
They're going to say, but you pay $1 a month or $3 a month, and guess what? Then all of a sudden the ads go away.
Why wouldn't you delete it?
I just think that people
Twitter became trash, and I'm done with this.
I haven't been on Twitter in a really long time, but I occasionally go to it if there's like a video that I can't get somewhere else. It's usually for work reasons.
But I used to be on Twitter multiple times a day, every day, and I have not opened Twitter in weeks, months, maybe.
Yeah, it's trash.
I think the last time I looked at it was because there was some viral video, like there was something somebody did at a concert. But sometimes it's the easiest way to view it. But with Instagram, I feel like the fear is to not be connected. I don't want to delete it completely because I need to be kind of connected to what other people are doing. TikTok is one thing where you're just kind of watching random viral videos from people that you don't know, but Instagram is sort of still a way to connect with people that you know.
They did a crazy social experiment where they had a bunch of volunteers basically agree to not go on any social media for 1 week's time, and they found in that time, especially with women, self-esteem levels went up drastically. Body, what do you call that? Positivity or something? I don't know. We don't have that. That went up a lot, and it was all this crazy, just in 1 week of not being, you can't
even say it.
Well, because
being normal.
The funny thing is, I read about all this on Instagram, so I wouldn't have even known the results about this had I not been on Instagram. So how would I even learn about that?
I'm surprised
you couldn't. Klein, you couldn't go off of Instagram for a week?
No, I could. I could easily, I'm just saying.
I think you could, but I think that you scroll just out of habit. Yes, I don't even think you're watching what you're doing.
No.
Yeah. All right, Knott's Berry Farm has been cracking down on line cutting and spot saving, but the city of Hermosa Beach has a different issue that they are tackling this summer, and it's worth discussing because I feel like a lot of people complain about this. Hermosa Beach City Council has passed an emergency ordinance that will regulate off-road e-bikes because they have gotten so many complaints about, quote, unruly teenagers riding recklessly on the city streets, typically in large groups along the Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, and Redondo Beach areas near the piers. And they say it's just gotten out of hand. People can't drive normally because there's a bunch of e-bikes cutting everybody off and riding
but have
all
you
over the
seen
place.
those things?
Those
so
things
are cool.
I know. And so many people love to complain about e-bikes and e-scooters, and I feel like they need some kind of an ambassador to defend them because I feel like they're always getting a bad rep.
No way.
Yeah, remember when Vanessa
you ran over one, didn't you?
Someone ran into me.
Yeah. She's leading the charge right there, Vanessa.
That's the one. That's the
Get them all, Vanessa.
Number one enemy is anyone on an e-bike. She'll run you over one by one.
And then finally, I feel like this hasn't happened in a very long time, and it's big news to all those who are sexually active. We have a new STD in town, everybody. And it doesn't have its own name or anything yet, but apparently this is a sexually transmitted fungus infection.
Name it.
That's basically, it's sort of... They said it's like a ringworm. and it's sexually transmitted, and it gives you these like kind of red splotchy welts all over your body, which is hot.
Hey, that's what you had.
Yeah, we should call it the Alley.
No, don't
Allie
call
Johnson.
It. Wait a minute, hold on. I could be named after something.
Yeah.
Klein Alley Show.
You guys get fired already? I really hope you guys didn't get fired because I don't know what else I'm going to listen to in the morning.
Oh, wow.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County, KROQ.
All right, just after 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning. Welcome to your pre-Quinn. We are Klein Alley Show. Nice to meet you. I'm Klein. There's Alley.
Hello.
Jake the Nerd back there. DJ Omar Khan. Postmaster Johnny. And Vanessa. She will run you over if you're on a scooter or an e-bike. So watch out. Watch out. She's gunning for you this hour on the show. The return of the Freeway Feud. Bragging rights, I believe, currently are on the 405 South. Am I right in assuming that? I forget who won last week.
Right?
But that may be the most popular, or at least currently. No, it's 101. 101 was the winner of last time's Freeway Feud. So if you're on a freeway, you'd like to get some bragging rights for the road you're on every day for probably hours on end, and win a prize in the process, got to be ready to call us later this hour. Have your horn ready to go. And we'll get into the Freeway Feud coming up later this hour. Richard Blade, KROQ legend, getting his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame later this morning. He will be on with us just after 9 o'clock. And someone here on the KROQ team is forced not only to go to jury duty. That's only step 1 of hell. Level 2 of hell is when you actually get selected to be on the jury. And that is exactly what happened to someone here at KROQ. And I got to be honest, I don't know how she was not able to talk herself out of it. I almost feel like any juror...
Excuse me, I'm racist. That's why I had said that.
That's why Allie says things like that. Allie says things like that all the time.
I don't say things like that all the time. I'm giving an example of ways that you can get out of jury duty, and that is a surefire one if you don't want to be there.
Yeah, give us another one, Allie. Anything you said today, maybe?
I'm not going to do it.
Say something else you would say. Go ahead.
I'm sure Omar has another clue.
I don't want to play it.
Even
it's
Omar.
too problematic.
Even Omar doesn't want to play it. Wow. I can't believe you've held back. So anyway,
I will get not selected for this job.
We'll get to, oh, God, win-win, all right?
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ, the world famous KROQ.
KROQ, Klein Alley Show. T-minus 10 minutes away from getting you into No Values. That's happening on Saturday. Pomona, Fairplex, all the bands, Original Misfits, Social D, Bad Religion, Turnstile Sublime, so many others. We will get you in at 9 a.m. sharp and then every hour thereafter here on KROQ. But first, what's happening in the world?
Grab your Adderall. No, seriously, grab it. The shortage is real. It's time for ADD News. By the way, if you need any, I know a guy.
So the streaming companies of the world are making a ton of profit, and everybody wants a piece. Actors have fought for better wages, then writers fought for theirs, then came the crew members, and now Canada wants their cut. The Canadian government has come to Netflix, and they said, hey, from now on, we are getting 5% of everything you make in Canada, which would amount to approximately $200 million annually. And this isn't just Netflix. It's going to be Spotify and any other streamer that makes more than $25 million a year in Canada. And the Canadian government says, don't worry, the money's going to go to a good place. It's going to go directly to supporting the local news.
Wait a minute. So they're saying if you want to even be able to operate here in our country, Netflix.
We get 5% of everything that you make if you make over $25 million a year in our country. And we're going to take your streaming money and put it towards cable.
That seems like a real Canadian plan, doesn't it? All sorts of ass
But
backwards.
I also think it takes a lot for Canada to get mad.
Yeah,
like it was like Canada demands 5%.
But also, I feel like Netflix is going to go, no, we're not going to give you that.
And they're
going to
go,
go,
all right, we said.
Hey, we'll try again soon. Like I don't think they're going to. And if they're going to make the decision, we're going to go ahead and ban Netflix from Canada.
Netflix would hate that because they do make a lot of money there.
Absolutely, they do. But it seems crazy that they would need to get involved in the rev share because think about all the
Why is that crazy?
Look, you have a decision if you're a country and you're making decisions for your country. Do we want to let this be available or not available? There's things we have in America you can't get in China. There's other countries that decide. I mean, mostly they're communist countries, but you probably can't get Peacock in North Korea.
Right.
But in Canada, They're making a
You
decision.
can peacock all over the place.
Yeah, they want people to move. I mean, if you start saying, I can't watch Is It Cake, I'm leaving Canada. I'm going to America.
And that's the country everyone says they're going to go to when they're done with America.
I know. That's our big plan. That's our plan B.
No, we're going to move to you, douche. But I also think it can't cost $200 million a year to run the local news, can it?
No, that would be insanity.
Like, what are they going to do with the other $199 million?
Well, there's always one news anchor in every station that's been grandfathered in that's still making that crazy, like, Ron Burgundy money.
Cool.
You know, like all the other people are getting nothing, but there's always that one person that's like old and grizzled. They've been around forever.
I can't believe that we missed grandfathered in years.
Oh, damn, that was so great. That was like the cool thing. Or if you were just like old enough and had been there long enough, you were on Easy Street.
I wish I had been born like 50 years ago. I would have been making way less because I would have been a woman like in the 50s. But still, I feel like it would have been nice.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know your BMI, Klein? Did that gym ever tell you what it is?
One time I did sign up for a gym, and the guy put me in the room where he pinched all my fat with that device. It's like the most humiliating
like
feeling.
Little human tongs?
Yeah, that he had like barbecue, and I referred to them as barbecue tongs, and he was like, just in that statement, I'm going to go ahead and assume your BMI is a couple.
I'm going to add a point just for that.
I got a few points higher for that. I was
and
like,
now you're licking yourself.
Yeah, they did tell me my BMI, and I think according to whatever their numbers are, I am obese.
Yeah, so that's the problem with BMI. And BMI was created in like the 1800s to study the average athletic man. It was never even really designed to measure women, but it's something that's used both for men and women, and is very much determined like how healthy you are, how obese you are based on this number. That's kind of BS.
It's the most humiliating. I mean, I've been
It's not kind of BS, it's complete BS.
Yeah, and I've been humiliated before, obviously, daily on this show, but having a man in great shape take those little tongs out and pinch my fat and then like giggle to himself as he writes down numbers.
Just writes down obese.
Yeah, and then explains to me that like, just so you know, by this chart, you are obese.
Yeah,
It
but
is- that
on
is a
any
painful
chart, a
feeling.
lot of people are obese.
It's super easy.
Especially with NFL players and people who are major athletes that have a lot of muscle mass.
Yeah.
If you just go by weight and height, somebody that plays on the Rams is obese,
Right.
even
I'm sure,
though they're
like,
not obese.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's probably obese.
So what they're trying to
samesies.
implement now... what they're trying to implement now is the body roundness index, the
Here we go.
BRI.
Where they compare you to a ball?
Well, where they roll you and see how fast you roll.
That's a great idea. That's so much more fun. They roll you down a hill outside the gym?
You give them more criteria and they determine how round your body is. So, like, a body mass index would be 23, but a body roundness index would be like a 1.9 they consider to be in a healthy zone, which is a much lower number, so it makes you feel better about yourself. But I literally put in my stats and it shows you like a little O to determine how round you are. Like the O is bigger or smaller depending on your body roundness.
So you put in your own numbers there.
Yeah.
Height, weight, all that stuff, and that's what it gave you?
Yes, and it gave me a 1.9
You kinda
in the healthy zone
You kind of
round.
resemble like Saturn or Jupiter or something. That's good.
I know, but doesn't that make you feel better?
Not really.
Oh,
Gives you an oh no.
Yeah.
I'm
OS.
a skinny O,
Yeah.
guys. I feel better about it. And then finally, Caitlin Clark has been having a tough rookie season. There's been a lot going on. There's been a lot of conversations about why she's having a hard time, that the media hype has gotten to her, that the players are jealous of her, and that's why they're stomping on her all over the court. There's a new theory, actually, that some of the other players are ragging on her and stomping on her and stuff because they're mad that she's straight.
Really?
Yeah, that there's a lot of people in the WNBA that are gay, and there's this straight white woman that's getting all this attention and stuff like that, and they're bitter about it, which I don't think that really holds much water. But it did bring up a recent study about roughly how many of the women in the WNBA are gay.
100%. It's got to be.
Okay, so I thought it was that, and I'm shocked by the number.
110%?
It's 38%.
No way.
That's what I said. I'm like, there's no way that it's only
way.
38%, but that's what this
Probably
study
because
was
women
done.
have a hard time with math. Is that it, Allie, you think? Or no?
It's really 110%.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I mean, it's got to be double then. I mean, the bisexual has got to be 100%.
We couldn't have picked a better time to go into Bush than after that story. Thanks for eavesdropping in on our radio show, you perverts.
Yeah. When you're not being reported by your neighbors, you can check out the podcast or the live show on KROQ or wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right, which apparently is a lot of places. Find Klein Alley Show and listen to this show in its entirety. Plus, if you download and subscribe, we will save a puppy from being executed.
Oh my God, there's puppies being executed?
Oh, there goes another one.
Oh, those are high stakes.